Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Arcanic Sunday Fun Day, and it's time for match number one. It's time for Erangel, and here we go. Flight path favoring the eastern regions of Erangel map and the central regions too. It will be easy for teams to head towards Novoripnoi, but at least three teams, as I can see, if I'm able to see well, three or four teams are heading towards Sosnovoka military base island. F2D, meanwhile, they're heading towards Novoripnoi, so that makes it six, including Udain Zap, so that makes it seven. So seven teams heading towards Sosnovoka military base island. That is a huge number. Wow, that's gonna be a huge fight. And I guess the battle has started. Cancuz, he was knocked out. He's knocked out bad there. Horsey Esports starting a ugly fight coming in from Sosnovoka military base, and who are they facing? Well, they are fighting against Team N1. Choco is kind of low there. But Choco, does he have any healings? He has 5 bandages. Will take some time there to completely regain his HP, but by that time, maybe his teammates will try to flush out the other players of Team Horsey. It's a 3v3 fight in close range, and maybe he'll need to close in. Choco will need to close in. Cancus, can he get that revival? It's still tough. Horsey Esports has to wind this fight up just to revive Cancus. That's the only way they're getting that opportunity. But Minacho, he has that MK47 Mutant, and that's the kind of weapon you cannot really rely on. But he's looking very much confident with that weapon, making it look like he's been using this weapon since a decade. And he switches on to the Yuze. Uh-oh, Aaron gets knocked out. The cover right on point. That was Choco who knocked out Aaron. And maybe now Choco will step up to go for a 1v4. A Babel gets knocked out. Hybrid bringing in some hopes for Team Jose. But still, it's not enough. And Hammer now has to do something. Either one opening, or he has to push in. He is pushing in. But yeah, that's a really bad situation created for Team Jose, because the revival is way behind, and even Choco is providing tons and tons of cover there. Oh, Hammer misses it. He just had one opportunity. He just made big connections with that pump shotgun. And Hammer gets knocked out too. Hybrid, he'll be the last man, and Horsey Esports, they're out of this game. They're eliminated on 20th position. That's not really a good start. That's not the kind of start they were looking for. And now they're completely dependent on the upcoming game that's going to be played in the map of Miramar. And yeah, if they don't perform well in Miramar, then they will be completely dependent on that Rondo. And if they fail, then it's done. Then winning this Sunday Funday will be a dream, which won't be accomplished. Look at the amount of teams right now present in Rozhok. By the way, TBW, they've done a great job here by disengaging from this fight. They got one elimination, which they were not at all expecting. But yeah, sometimes you get good returns when you don't expect much. So TBW Esports getting that first elimination will reduce the amount of pressure in the minds of players of Team TBW. And where are they going to head to? Are they going to head towards school apartments? If they choose so, it will be a good decision, because there is no team right now in school apartments. So yeah, they can get themselves a really good amount of loot. By the way, it's 404 error. Rezvan gets knocked out. He'll be flushed out immediately, and they're fighting Team NXT. Era is the last player surviving, and things have got worse for Team 404 Error. Team NXT, next Esports looking completely dominant here, but they wouldn't like to. They wouldn't like to let this elimination slip out of their hands, so they are trying to trace down Era, which will be a bit difficult for them because Era ran away. And first match becoming so much difficult for Error 404. But Era needs to run as far as he can, because participating in this fight would be a bad decision. By the way, first circle favoring the central regions of Erangel map. It's a decent circle, and G and F almost they are in the center of the circle. But in Erangel, mostly the team which head towards the center of the circle, they're not really favored by the circle. So yeah, most of the times what happens is either you're on the edge in the end circles or you're out of the circle. In Rondo, circle keeps favoring the center. I do agree that. But here in Erangel, circle has a different formula to move. In Miramar, it's completely different. That's why it becomes difficult for players to keep analyzing it. And that's why holding the center of the circle in an angle map, the first circle, not that much profitable that is. But you never know. I mean, if you hold the center of the third circle, it might completely change things for you. Shingle Monsters, they love to go to Yasnaya Poliana. Alep Esports, they've compromised with Yasnaya Poliana and they are getting results. But, try again. He'll be mauled. That's 1x Esports. Moment gets knocked out. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a slight blunder there. Moment, the small mistake, but a huge punishment he'll be facing. Moment is out. Try again, he's knocked out, and Pixel by the time will close in, and that revival will be provided. 7G Esports is having a height and a numbers advantage in this fight. Early setbacks happening for Team 1X. And it will be difficult to retaliate out of this situation now, because they're completely surrounded by the players of Team 7GE. Even heading towards the safe zone is going to be difficult. Look at Arafi. So probably from four directions, Team IX is surrounded. Four or three directions. And if IX starts moving, Arafi might pin them down. Jazzo made some random connections there through the smoke. Try again. Maybe he wanted to go for the reflex. Won't really get a chance. So yeah, 1x Esports now, they feel like disengaging, which is good. Anonymous, last man standing, the Multa fight getting too much nasty. For Team Secret, Shingle Monsters, they'll be heading towards Multa. And it was 1x and 7G who was fighting at Isnaya Poliana. Shingle Monsters, even they've changed their drop location. I guess that is Shingle Monsters T2, one of their own teams. Who hit towards Yasnaya Poliana, but since that team is not playing, so some other team tried to capture Yasnaya Poliana, but it's not Alep Esports. Most of the times we've seen Alep Esports, but yeah, Alep Esports now, even they've changed their drop location, and are they playing today? I'd like to see. I guess they're not playing. Pixel gets knocked out, so things getting worse for Team 1X now in Yasnaya Poliana. Try again. He barely survives there. He was so much lower, but he heals himself. Things getting worse for Team 1X. Rin, try again. The duo is surviving. We all know how delayed this man, try again, is. But can he justify his name? Goes for the revival. That's a risky revival because grenade my wizard. Surviving inside a shack. That's a grenade. That's way difficult. 7GE Esports, they're not allowing 1X to get out of here. Arafi pinned down the players of Team 1X, sorry. Has pinned down the players of Team 1X. And it's really very difficult for them to move out. Sauron, look at him, how much way behind he is. And try again. Finds a pixel. Arafi gets knocked out. That's a brilliant knock coming in. And Arafi will be flushed out here. And I guess 1X will find a way to move out of Yasnaya Poliana. While Jason, he'll be trying his very best to save Arafi, but I feel like it's difficult because Pixel will use that center building to breach the building of Arafi. Then try again. He has already paid Arafi a visit. So yeah, definitely that casualty will be coming in. And 7GE Esports, lack of coordination between these players. Soren closing it way too late. All the pressure was on Arafi and Jason there. Two players, Soren and Hassan, they were way behind. Started closing in, but has become too much late. And 7GE Esports sort of regretting their own decision at this point. Centralized shift by the circle, ladies and gentlemen. Leo Esports. Yeah, yesterday, the day before yesterday, I believe. Leo Esports, I saw great performance from their side. in the Prime Weekly series. And here Leo Esports just going for the center. Still a wave of confusion, a layer of confusion there in the minds of players. First airdrop coming in that has been looted. But on the bridge, is there a fight happening? Udain Sat versus Team N1. Uh-oh, Alpha, a bit unlucky there, will be caught off guard on that small tree trunk. He didn't get a chance to get out of there. And even his vehicle has been affected by Team N1, so there's nothing he can do about it. Uh-oh, now it's time for Prime to get knocked out. Minatsu with the one-point grenade. And Udain Sap sort of fell on their own face. So even Udain Sap was in that list of teams heading towards the snap, Juliana, but they got out of there peacefully. But Team N1, they don't like peace. They'll be making it nasty. They'll be making it dirty for Team Udain Sap, and they're down to just 2 players. And they're in a miserable position now. Maybe 2 face a number, they're just hiding, and they'll let Team N1 get out of here, and after that they'll start moving. That could be a strategy. Yeah, but anything to survive. Sauron, he is out. And that's a wonderful retaliation coming in from Team 1X. And it's a close range fight now. Jason gets knocked out too. Try again. He's hard carrying his team. Hassan, last man standing for 7GE. Can he pull up a miracle here? Oh, Ren takes him down. Some amount of pixels were revealed there. Ren and Try again turn the tide. And 7GE gets eliminated on 17th position. And the loot truck comes into, so 1X will just, burst that loot truck and get whatever they need. And that will be a huge amount of loot secured by 1X. That loot will satisfy everything. So, after that, they'll be absolutely ready to go for that rotation. But such a huge fight now coming in right from the center. That's such a huge cluster. And especially whenever the circle favors farm strip, it's always chaotic because there are a lot of compounds here. And teams hold their positions in these compounds. And these compounds doesn't have a huge distance with each other. These compounds aren't far from each other. So the teams are in the nearby area. So this competition of bursts will continue. And there might be a lot of third parties happening as well. Because when you heard gunshots, you'd like to go for the third party and get those extra eliminations for you. Our team, that was a risky rotation. That compound could have been secured by some other team. That compound could have been under some other team's possession, but our team just completely trusting their gut. They'll be going for that compound, and that was vacant, but still now, I guess, yeah, looking forward to fighting Sage. F2T getting 3 eliminations, really good start. Twister with 3 items contributed. All the other players haven't contributed yet. But yeah, that was Team Sage who closed in. GNF from the back end area. So this is the problem here on the farm stretch. The compounds are far away from each other, so you're not able to fight one single team. You're dealing with at least 2-3 teams at the same time. So our Esports, they're dealing with GNX, they're dealing with Sage Esports, 2 teams at a time. And yeah, the dual split has been maintained too. And our team, instead of holding into that compound, maybe they'll be coming towards the river banks. Yeah, near the river body, near the bay. Our team, they'll be getting a big compound. And this is comparatively a better compound to hold, more secure you are here. Because you won't be backstabbed. So you'll have to look after one less direction. Choco knocking down Reflex. And maybe that is a close in directly by Team N1. And this team is so much unpredictable. They are just doing incredible stuff. And that's an all-in slam in. And Federal will be taken down. And this is the problem with Farm Strip. N1 is out. Despite of having such a great start, I mean, one bad move, and you will pay for it. Now, Leo Esports, they're stepping up just to check. And now Leo Esports is not going to let this opportunity slip out of their hands. I feel like the Smokey keeps on providing that cover. That was a nasty burst by Smokey as well. But Leo Esports, they'll step back. Still, there is time to go offensive. I mean, for a team like Leo Esports, because Leo Esports is a kind of team who, in the initial phase of the game, is very quiet. Then they start delivering. So, to choose offense, it's still time, because this is just stage 3 and the very beginning of the game. But here we go. Stage 4 has been initiated. And the circle is a kind of a problem here. Leo Esports, they are out of the circle. Just 2 teams are right now present inside the circle. We can count him Team F2T. Yeah, they are present inside the circle. They can be counted in that list. But yeah, this circle is a problem because this circle is as small as a 5th or 6th circle because there is less amount of land area present inside the circle. That is a problem. And it's difficult for the teams now to survive. It's chaotic. Yeah, teams will need to force fights. But Rio Esports is that. Fire Out Esports, that is. So yeah, Fire Out Esports, Shinga Monsters, probably they're blocking Fire Out's rotation. Even Fire Out is looking for a loophole here. They're trying to create an opening, but that's not really happening because Shinga Monsters, they're not peeking anymore. They cannot even get out of here, so fight needs to happen. And it's a 3v4 fight. The Beast. Oh, he sneaks out. And maybe just like that, Fire Esports will disengage from this fight. You never know. But that was an attempt to create an opening. And now from 2 different directions, Shingle Monsters, they are being surrounded by the players of Team Fire Out Esports. And GNX shows up. Is that GNX? That's GK Nuclear, I'm sorry. So GK shows up. So a fight between 3 teams might happen, but GK is all alone. So maybe he won't be that much impactful in this fight. And Shingle Monsters, they'll realize that it's not going to be worthy. They keep on wasting time here. So they shall move. That's what they are doing. Fire again did get knocked out there. But he still got that revival. And somehow, 1x, they just get back to their feet. They just land back on their feet. That is terrific. But Pixel now gets knocked out. Oh, look at Nuclear. Look at Nuclear. And Nuclear now is into a war zone. It's very difficult for him to get out, and Aspects won't really allow him to do so. GK is out. Out in open. They're eliminated on 12th position, but still Pixel. Oh, I thought that he's getting a revival there, but no. Try again with his own grenade, finishing his own teammate. That's a blunder. Why did that happen there? Alright, try again. Maybe that was a mistake, but Reckless! That was a beautiful connection made by Reckless from a range. Vehicle tracing at its best. 1x is out. They're eliminated on 11th position. 10 teams, 30 players. This place is sizzling. So many teams inside the circle. And this is stage 5. 30 players, it's a huge number, and still water areas are being favored by the circle. This is a problem. Now this circle is as small as stage 6 or stage 7. And having 28 players alive in stage 7, that will be chaotic. No doubt. Fire Out Esports doesn't have much area to move. A small shack. And this is a red flag. You have an enemy so much close to you that is Reckless, who's continuously going for those grenades. One grenade, if it comes in, that's game over for Fire Out Esports. But Nearest, maybe he sensed the fear there. He moved in. Uh-oh. The third party coming in. Nearest gets knocked out. That is GNF Godfather from the sidelines. And GNF Esports might grab this opportunity and get under the skin of Fire Out Esports. Esports is out. They gotta move. But the problem is, if they go for early rotation, they'll end up being backstabbed. The Sage Esports, they haven't moved yet. So they need to clear their back. and Sage Esports, they are into a fight. They'll take time to move. Maybe Reflex and Pearl will get eliminated because of the blue zone. They have no vehicles to move right now. That is a problem. But FaZe Godfather, both of them got knocked out, and both of them now need to crawl back. But very smartly, Leo Esports, they headed towards the edge. Maybe now they'll first clear the back, will pick up some eliminations, and then they'll move into the circle, which is a mind-blowing move, in my opinion. 7 elims they already have, and Marin spams that S12K, gets 2 elims, and GNX is out. They're eliminated on 9th position. What a play. Leo Esports being a bit lucky there. Uh-oh. Now Islamin on Fire Out Esports. There's not much area to move, and Bastio will be taken down. Fire Out Esports, they're eliminated on 8th position. Leo Esports looking in a really good touch. And is Leo Esports the only team who has all their 4 players alive? I feel like. Team Udain Sap has come a long, long way, but Amrit, he won't be spared. Lilith takes down Amrit. Udain Sap, they're eliminated on 7th position. 6 teams, 12 players. TBW Esports might get in the way of Team Leo, you never know. OG Panda is out, and that should be F2D, I guess. Yep, F2D Esports, they're eliminated on 6th. So now just 5 teams, 11 players. That's a desperate slamming coming in, but won't really help out our team. Now they're eliminated on 5th position. 13 elims. Leo Esports has mauled this lobby. What a way to start the Sunday Funday. Marin gets knocked out. Well, he created an opening there. SK, he'll give up. Raka, uh-oh. Psycho takes down Raka with that P90, and we all know what kind of a player Psycho is. Cannot really underestimate him. He's a kind of player who can change the direction of the game in the last circle. And he's alive. That's with a P90. And he's gonna be demoning here. Rusty behind that vehicle, finding it really difficult to survive. And Messi will knock him down. Rusty could do nothing. And that's Ray Danger, look at him, still underwater, just swimming there, like a so dark. What if he gets a winner chicken dinner? Well, that would be disgusting. All the teams working so hard on the ground levels. Ray Danger will be spotted, and he's out. But Messi gets knocked out. That's a nasty burst coming in by Mitra. Psycho in that corner will be just chilling. He'll let Team TBW fight with Team Leo. And TBW knows how much essential this moment is for them. They can wind up Team Leo right here, right now. And Marin will be taken down. So, Psycho is the last man standing. It's the 1v3 scenario, but with a weapon like P90, he can make it happen. It's not impossible. The 6 meters, he has to step in. And the problem is, he has lost all his vehicles. And maybe he will be taken down. That's the end. It is all over. TBW Esports, they get a winner chicken. And I thought TBW Esports, they will close in, but that wasn't needed. Psycho, hard peek from his side. He tried to create a knock there. Couldn't happen. And TBW Esports gets that winner chicken dinner. Wow. Well, it's time to take a short break. And right after the break, we'll be right back with match number 2. Till then, like, subscribe. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time for match number 2. It's Miramar time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some serious talks. It's Miramar, baby. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be epic. Let's see which team gets their hands on winner chicken dinner. Flight path initiates from the southern regions of Los Leones, finishes off towards the southern regions of Ruins, favoring the western regions of Miramar completely, and the southwestern regions too. So now it's difficult to play in the northeastern regions because it's difficult to reach there. It's difficult to access Impala. It's even difficult to access the eastern part, the northeastern part, and heading towards the center, mainly San Martin. It's gonna be kind of difficult for teams. But Udain Sam, they're heading towards Puerto Paraiso, and that's where they struggle with healings a bit. So I wish them all the very best that they find enough amount of healings in Puerto Paraiso at least this time. And the question is how many teams are heading towards Puerto Paraiso? I can see Far Out Esports, they're dropping in the outer skirts, so maybe it won't be much hectic for Udain Sap after heading towards Puerto Paraiso. There are not much teams that they need to take care of. Just them and Puerto Paraiso, absolutely alone, they will be there. And the first circle is kind of associated with the flight path. But Picado is showing us a whole another story. 3 teams at Picado. Murphy gets knocked out. And Assassin's Crime. Back-to-back bad starts for them. And Murphy will be flushed out too, but he's trying his very best to just crawl back into his teammate's anger. But the shots coming in. Oni gets knocked out too. And Wishka is the last player surviving. And Team Assassin's Crime, they are gonna be assassinated by Team F2D right in the initial stages of this Miramar game. I can see that happening. Error 404. Will they try to steal that frag? There's not there. Wishka fighting hard with Team F2D. That explosive foe. Can it change the direction of this fight? Can it change things? Difficult to happen, but Error 404, they'll be showing up Twister. He gets knocked out. And is there a threat of Twister being flushed out? For now, there isn't. But look at Error 404's position. All the players, so much separate they are. A solo split has been maintained by players and completely dominating Picado for now. They're in a really dominating position. Absolutely. And Error 404, they've surrounded Team F2D so well. They should turn this fight on their side. It should happen. F2D Esports, they're sort of trapped for now because even Wishka is retaliating. It's a whole other thing that Wishka is not getting any results. But still Wishka creating that psychological pressure on the minds of the players of Team F2D Esports. It's difficult for them to tackle that. And Error 404, they probably stole a frag there. Yeah, it has happened. They stole a frag. That frag was supposed to be secured by F2D Esports, but there was Error with that sideline angle. Stole the frag there. So Error 404, F2D sharing a frag here. Wishka might fall back. Or Wishka might show up when F2D Esports engages with Error 404. And right now, Wishka doesn't need to be bothered. Doesn't need to panic because he is so much isolated. You just have to stay there. I don't think Error 404 is going to go after Wishka before eliminating Team F2D. Yeah, if they eliminate F2D, maybe Wishka will be the next target. Our team, they're trying to get out of that compound. That's not really a good decision. Just one vehicle shared by 4 players. They are going after 2 players of Team 7GE. Akijay should win this 1v1. Hassan will get knocked out. And now just one last player surviving is going to be Jason. Who's far away. And Jason will be taken down by Hakijay. That's such a great connection made by Hakijay. And elimination coming in for 7GE. Another elimination in the initial stages. That's going to be a pain in the heart. Because this is sort of same result as compared to the last game. Like this way, this is the exact way how they got eliminated in the last game. The same way they got eliminated here. 20 teams, 74 players are alive. Probably we started off with 21 teams. And we witnessed the first elimination. That was 7GE. Gets eliminated first. Shingle Marshes. Kind of sad start. And they are being manhandled by their opponents here at San Martin. Last game, #2 here. Threat of being eliminated in the initial stages. As usual, we all know about the factors which are faced by the teams which perform well in the first turn angle. There's a threat of being eliminated in the initial stages in the very next game for those teams. And Shingle Monsters, they're pretty much close to get eliminated. Raja. That's a stun grenade. Oh, that was a frag grenade. Stun grenade coming in retaliation by Milk. Won't really bother Raja there. And NXT Esports, yeah, they are maintaining a split here too. So Milk, why? They got to be very much cautious there. If one of them gets knocked out, the whole pressure will be on NXT. And 1x. And they are maintaining a healthy split here. Healthy amount of healings Team 1x has on their side. So even if this fight takes long, if this is a conventional war between both these teams, if the blue zone gets involved too, Team 1x is winning with the utilities and with the healings they have. And as compared to NXT, they have a lot of healings. Team NXT is already struggling. Shingle Moss is just watching this fight from behind. Sage Esports, they've got Team Horsey. Erwin is knocked out. Hammer is knocked out. Horsey with unhealthy amount of players remaining. Hybrid. Cancuse is the tool surviving. Reflex knocking down Cancuse. Maybe he jumped down. Hybrid moving ahead. Makes no connection. Will this be the charm? Can this time he make any connection there? What did Hybrid do? He kept on spamming that DBS. Made no connection. Absolutely no connection on his opponent. Didn't even deal a single bullet damage there with that DBS. That is disgusting. And our 19th position elimination will be faced by Team Horsey. We are down to 18 teams, 65 players. F2D Esports losing a player, Error 404. 2 heliums coming in. So a setback for F2D happening now. It's a 4v3 fight, but still. Arrow 404, they cannot underestimate their opponents, though they have created a hell of an impact here. But still, underestimating your opponents, underestimating F2D Esports, that would be a bad decision. And I hope they don't do that. All the people in the live, so why don't you guys predict which team do you think is gonna get their hands on winner chicken dinner in this Miramar? Who do you guys think is gonna get that winner chicken dinner? Or TBW Esports. A lot of responsibilities on them. Clow in close range takes down Twister. Good pump shotgun connection made there. With absolute accuracy. Aspects. Moving with that camo. Being pretty much animal friendly there, Aspects. That's not gonna work out. Chaos T Aspects is the duo surviving. NXT, by the way, they're out of this game. 1x. They'll be winning that fight. NXT Esports will be conquered, but the man himself try again. He will be forced back to the lobby. All the players will be saved, but try again. The man, he's out. TBW Esports, they got a winner chicken in the last game, but here things have got a little bit straining. Because they're down to 2 players, not enough amount of loot they have. Naomi in way too open area. And now any moment a rotation might pass by and TBW Esports might get caught into it. They have been they've been pinned by Team Shingo Monsters for now. And Naomi will get knocked down. Jawan gets that angle. So Mitra, final player surviving. Shingo Monsters definitely they cannot close in. But just if Mitra gets an opportunity to cross and revive back Naomi, that will be really good. That is very difficult to happen. Naomi crossing and making it to the cemetery. Psycho just putting that bullet into the head. Second circle going for a centralized shift. It's a decent circle shift. Maximum teams are into the circle. The war's still happening in Picado. Mitra is the final player surviving. And N1 Esports, they might chase the gunshots. If they hear it, they're a bit far. So it will be difficult for them to hear the shots from this range. But if they're able to, they'll go for the third party. And TBW Esports, they might get eliminated. Even Shingle Monsters might get eliminated, as that is a 4v2 fight. Ray Esports against Team Leo. Not even doubt. Not even a doubt. Leo Esports starts off well in this fight. And in this game, Leo Esports is looking kind of in a hurry. Are they forcefully initiating this fight as they have no other option left? Because usually Leo Esports, they're not this much aggressive. Ray Phoenix gets their hands on Sage Esports. So it's a triple threat fight between three teams. Pearl, Aura, Reflex is the trio now surviving for Sage Esports. And Leo Esports now needs to do a lot of work. And now they're kind of restricted into this compound, but they're still trying to get out. And you know, you limit yourself when you're into a compound and there are teams fighting around you. You limit yourself into the compound. You won't be able to get access to each and every elimination. And that's a problem. So Leo Esports just getting out of the compound and trying to get as many finishes as they can. And Ray Phoenix, now he's going to get caught there. Probably his vehicle has been punctured. They're still trying to run back, but not enough amount of pace on his vehicle he has. But yeah, successfully now Ray Phoenix, they'll be escaping. But Raka knocks down Phoenix. He didn't leave him till the very last breath. It's not over until it actually is. And the problem with now Ray Phoenix is they'll be meeting Team Urain Sap. That's the problem. So they won't be able to play peacefully in this game. They desperately want to avoid fights, but somehow they just meet new opponents. And even here, they ran away from Team Leo and they met Team Urain Sap. In the direction they're heading in, they might meet Team Sage. And now wherever they are going, they're finding opponents. Where should they stop? Is a question. Well, Farah, what name is that? Ahafra, Gahafra, I'm not sure. Ahafra, I guess that is. Ahafra, by the way, still alive. Ray Phoenix could have faced another casualty. ZUG, Kobe Guru has been knocked out. And ZUG, they're at a height, so kind of center of attraction. They might become. All the teams from the low grounds can easily watch the players of Team ZUG moving. And that's why those shots are coming in from multiple directions. And that's a very open compound, so ZUG will find it difficult to survive there. Although Anonymous couldn't save his teammate. And G and F, they're closing in pretty quickly. And Anonymous, he cannot run. Reckless, already he has closed in. There's Molotov, Anonymous unleashes on Reckless. But Team Secret showing no mercy. Oh no, Anonymous gets knocked out. Team GNF showing no mercy, I'm sorry there. Team GNF showing no mercy on Team Secret. Anonymous will be flushed out. Hexy is the last man standing. And even he cannot do much as he is being crushed between two teams. Where is he gonna go? So back-to-back now, two miserable games coming in for Team Secret. And now he has to figure out. He has to make a decision here. Is he gonna fight Team ZUG? Because there's no way he can compound in nearby areas. Wherever he goes, he's gonna find opponents. Well, this compound, Hexy might get some time to survive here. Absolutely. Hexy might survive here. It can happen. By the way, we're about to witness stage 4, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a crucial shift. Is it gonna go towards Picado? 404 error. They've conquered Picado and they're relaxing there. Right in the western regions. That's Team N1. Wow, Reflex dot center he has of the circle. And he has a really good height advantage there too. And that's a small ridge. Not enough. But yeah, this is a complete open area, so you cannot hold here much. You need harder covers. That compound might be a good option for Team Sage. Last game was pretty much decent, but yeah, rotational clashes were a pain in the heart for Team Sage in the last game. But this game, they don't really need to move. But the problem with Miramar is probability of circle to favor the exact center is kind of a low. We see it happening in Rondo. I say this most of the times. We see it happening in Rondo. We see it happening in Miramar. But we see it happening in Rondo just. Not in Miramar and not in Arango. So yeah, it's difficult for Team Sage to figure out. Are they going to wait on the edge? Are they going to head towards the compound where Reflex is holding right now? Are they going to regroup? That's the question. Because playing alone now in such a small circle, that is problematic. Splits. That 2-1 split? No, that's not gonna be enough. And the firepower is actually a problem. Team Sage, they have a good firepower, but still, why to take risk? Why to force yourself into a 1v4? And Reflex is still at the center. And pretty underrated that position is. No team is expecting that a player would just stop between two ridges right at the center in open, but guarded from 4 directions. Yeah, no team is expecting that. So Reflex can survive there, but if a team just passes by closely, that might create tensions for Reflex. That might become ugly. Well, here Esports will be breaching the circle from the northeastern areas and might look forward to take control of the north by securing Picado. Era. Each good spray there, along with his teammate. Hexy will be taken down. Team GNF. They'll be eliminating Team Secret from the game. 13th position, Team Secret is out. Ray Phoenix finally. Good to see that they have regrouped. Uh-oh! A Hafra gets knocked out. Hafra, that is, I guess. Not a Hafra. MCA Hafra. Guys, it's difficult when your name, your team tag and your name is all in caps. It's difficult to figure out when there's no sign in between. No special feature in between. It's difficult to figure out the name. It's difficult to differentiate between the team name and the player name. So please try to do something. Stage 5 has been initiated, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. A Southern Hearts by the Circle. Reflex still has a really good area, but now holding there all alone is dangerous. Is absolutely dangerous. But that's a slam coming on Era 404, and that is going to be Team Shingle Monsters. It's going to be a 2v2 fight. But the thing is, you need to wind this fight up as soon as possible. And Shingle Monsters, they know this is a 5-story building. It takes time, yeah. You see the fight. Psycho survives those 3 fires. Psycho gets knocked out because of the third party. That is so much frustrating. And Joanne was in. He got taken down by Clutch. He had no clue about his presence. And Shingle Monsters will be getting eliminated on 12th position. So all the big teams who performed well in the last game are out. So a clear passage now for Team Leo Esports. The doors are open. And Leo Esports, if you want to get hashtag win, they've already done a fantastic job in the last game. Though they trembled, though they got hashtag 3, the amount of eliminations they had, that shows that Leo Esports is in a top-notch form. And if they get a winner chicken dinner in this game, surely gonna get that hashtag 1 position on points table. Era 404 will be eliminated by Team Leo, and at the same time, Team Leo will be coming in 1. Uh-oh! Our team landed off guard in front of Team Leo, and Arrow, his vehicle has been compromised there. He cannot move much. All he gotta do is just heal himself up. Messi has been knocked out, but Arrow maybe got a bit late there to pop in that first state, or he'll be able to pop this one out. He will be popping this one in, but he will be seen by Team Leo Esports. So Karma there, and he is eliminated on. His team is eliminated on 7th position. Our team, they're eliminated on 7th position. 6 teams, 21 players. Somehow, Team Sage, just by surviving, they made it to top 6. That's a really, really big deal. Team Enwin is looking pretty good. Reflex with that P90 so much low. Look at Federal. Oh, wow. Reflex. He knocked down a player there. Reflex getting knocked out. Leo Esports, they're eliminated from this game. I was talking about that Leo Esports might find themselves a really good position on points table if they turn this game into a winner and a chicken dinner. But before that, they got eliminated. They couldn't even make it to the top 6, top 5. They got eliminated on 6th position. And in between all this, Udain Saab is the team who hasn't secured any elimination till now. Isn't that surprising? I mean, the whole lobby is just going nuts. Every team alive right now has at least one elimination in their hand. Even a team like Team Sage, who has been vulnerable since the beginning of this game, despite of the, because of those early casualties. Even they have eliminations. But Udain Saab, who's playing with 4 players, has secured now their first elim. And now maybe they'll try to dominate these end circle fights. Good grenade by Prime then. Down Choco, Enwin is out. And within a fraction of a second now, Udain Saab straight away jumps to 4 elims from 1. 3 teams, 10 players. Fire Up Esports versus Team Udain Saab versus GNF. A 4v4v2 fight. Dexter is knocked out, so Reckless, he is the last man standing kind of for Team GNF. Prime right now is closing in. Reckless connects that shotgun really well. The flash comes in immediately. Udain Saab, they're down to 3. But Reckless might be overwhelmed between these 2 teams. That's the problem. It's a sandwich situation. Two-Face gets knocked out. Revolt Z shows up. Amrit is so much low, but Alpha, lightning quick that is, with the UMP-45 he shows up. None takes down Amrit. And just one last player now is a threat to Team Fire Out Esports of Team Udain Saab. That's gonna be a rave happening. Alpha will save Two-Face. Will turn this into a 2v3. And Alpha trying to make it to the circle. Two-Face baits himself. And Alpha makes it to that wooden shack. And now it's gonna be crazy, because Alpha has enough amount of cover. Even those windows to get angles on a Fire Out Esports players. One gets knocked out. Terrific job done there by Alpha. And the problem with Fire Out Esports is they don't have enough utilities to take down Alpha. So they have to fight this fight with bullets and weapons. But Alpha will fall a bit short there. Will be taken down by Neris. And a winner chicken dinner for Fire Out Esports. 12 elims. And a winner chicken dinner. That is brilliant. And that will be the end of match number 2. We'll be taking a short interval, ladies and gentlemen, and right after the interval, we'll be right back with match number 3, which will be Rondo. Till then, like, subscribe. Alright, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Rondo. And here we go. It's going to be chaotic. As always, Rinjiang is the starting point of the flight path. Nashuan, eastern regions is the finishing point. The flight path favoring the central and the western regions of Rondo. So yeah, it will be difficult for teams to head towards the eastern regions, as the western and the central regions are being favored. New York's factory a bit difficult to be accessed. So a big clash I'm expecting from Yulin. All the teams will head towards Yulin while maintaining a 3-1 split. First circle will be a question. Which regions will be favored by the first circle is the question right now. Are we gonna... And yeah, in Rondo, we usually see very out of the box kind of circles. I mean, every game I see a new kind of circle forming. Either it's favoring completely the northern regions, or the western, or the eastern, or the southern regions. And yes, here we go. The western region circle. Just 3 recall towers into the circle, into the play. Pontoon dip inside the circle that city is. And which team will grab those real estates is the question. But a huge clash coming in from Yulin. So many teams are present here. It's gonna be chaotic. And that's BBC, I guess. Asif is knocked out. Hydro needs to fight by himself. And he makes it manageable for team BBC. Asif will get that revival. No need to worry there. 1x Esports, they need to start off well in this recall phase. I know it's knocked out. And that's the end. 7G Esports, their recall phase is probably over. Heiner just gives up there. DK Ego got cooked. BBC Esports. That's a really good setup. Both the players sitting in the corner. Sage Esports looking forward to breach. Oh! Aura just using those baby food steps. Sits in that smoke. Randomly fires. And finds connection on his opponent. Isn't that crazy? That is. That is. I know that is. That was epic. Wow, GNF Esports, 2 of the players have been knocked out. And Yulin is such a big mess right now. Because New York's factory has been overshadowed because Yulin was under the flight path and teams didn't work hard. And it's difficult for players to get eliminations for them in this huge mess. It's chaotic. You have to defend, you have to fight. You have to fight multiple teams at the same time. It is chaotic. And I prefer just dropping in the outer skirts of Yulin, completely heading towards Yulin. And not dropping in the outer skirts, but dropping at the center. Makes it so much chaotic for teams. And they become overwhelmed. So teams can get more eliminations for them if they just drop in the outer skirts. Comparatively, they'll get a better performance rather than dropping in such a huge chaos. That's what I feel. And Rondo is a newly introduced map, so the metas will change in future. But now it's the same strategy again and again. Teams maintaining the 3-1 split, either choosing Yulin or Neox Factory. And now some new drop locations need to be the hotspot. Same drop locations, Yulin also always, Neox Factory as always. No change happening. Reckless jumps down. Aura will be taken down, and just something immediately. Sage, the recall phase is... Oh, well, Void Minato gets knocked out, so Reckless, his job becomes a bit easier there. Reckless moves in, but that's a brilliant pre-fire coming in. Reckless goes for the jump shot. Wow! Now, can you believe that? Cole, despite of being low, absorbed that pressure really well and won that 1v1 fight. Such a good play by Cole there. And Team N1 definitely, one player is on recall. And Cole, all responsibilities on him as he has to get all the eliminations. Need to focus on getting more and more elimination, as many eliminations as he can. But the problem is now Team 1X, they'll be showing up, but Team Secret, that is unfair. They'll be going for the third party. Team 1X wasn't ready for that. So the third party will lead to the elimination of all the players of Team 1X present here. So the recall phase is now over. And try again as always, carrying his team. 3 elims will be contributed by his side, but Raja brings in 2. So 5 elims from this recall phase. That's a decent performance by Team 1X in the recall phase. TBW Esports slipped out way too early in the last game of Miramar. Uh-oh! Alright, we'll be welcome to Yulin. Welcome to Yulin, alright. Now me is available for that easy rev. No need to really worry. But Secret Esports should not start closing in to its TBW. They should focus on call of N1, who is the last man and still the closest threat for Team Secret. And I love how Team Secret has performed in the very beginning of this Rondo game. Getting 5 elims, 2 players, still has that recall. Pretty good play by Team Secret. They needed this. They needed this breakthrough, which they've got. And let's see how much they can continue this momentum and how more eliminations can they bring in for the team. Team NXT, they met Team Urain Sap. That was an unexpected meet. So Team NXT, they were devastated. They faced 2 casualties, but they were temporary ones. The first circle is about to finish off, and we are about to witness the formation of the second circle. Fongtun is being accessed by Team GK. That's a hell of an investment made by their side, and that's a pretty bold move. Because now you have to expect competition at Fongtun, since it is deep inside the circle, and if the circle moves for a sudden shift, it's gonna be salt on the wound. That is gonna attract teams a lot towards Fongtun. The KVQ hero sharing one vehicle, trying to find new angles on TVW. Now me, alright, both of them now are moving. Q, the tracing needs to be on point, but he won't be able to make a single bullet connection there. Now he keeps on moving. Didn't even stop, didn't even glitch. Alright. Oh my goodness, well he'll be colliding that vehicle with a rock. And now me from the side angles. Brilliant that is. KWEQ gets knocked out. And that's a problem now for Team NXT. Underestimating your opponent. Not at all good. N1 Esports shows up. Hero has the threat of being stabbed on his back. KVQ will be flushed out. Call. He had to get out of New York's factory. This is the problem. He had to get out of Yulin, I'm sorry. This is the problem when Yulin and New York's factory, both these drop locations are not present inside the circle. Most of the times teams get eliminated because of the pressure of moving towards the circle, because fighting out of the circle, no. That's what teams don't really like. Especially in a map like Rondo, because this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, so you gotta be future oriented. You need a good hold of the circuit, and just one player cannot do that for you. The whole team needs to be at the center of the circuit, because just keep watching now. Aero 404, they're right at the center. Fongtun is deep inside the circle, but what I feel is the circle will keep on favoring Aero 404. This happens most of the times in Rondo, and here as well it will happen. TBW down to 2, Naomi. Mitra, the dual surviving for TBW. And TBW is not stepping down as well. I mean, even after facing casualties, they see opponents moving by, they fire. They don't see, they don't stop, or they don't keep quiet. That's a positive intent. But you need to bring some positivity with your actions too. You gotta bring some positivity to your gameplay. Ray Phoenix will keep on moving. Team Ray Phoenix. 2 miserable games. Era 404 has a wonderful opportunity now to get that winner ticket. And even they're maintaining the splits right now. So that's a pretty cool move. Third circle just got initiated. And what kind of a circle is it? So yeah, again, Era 404, deep inside the circle, they are present. And maybe they'll regroup now because it's getting messy. A lot of opponents in the nearby areas. Maybe they won't be able to provide enough amount of cover to their teammates. And there are still chances for errors to happen. Even if you are able to provide cover, why to take that much amount of risk? I mean, close range cover is far better than giving long range cover. So that's what can be done by Era 404. A regrouping here would be much more beneficiary for them rather than maintaining a split, which they are maintaining. A regrouping is important at this point because this is a very important game as per Era 404's perspective. Because if this game goes in vain, then all eyes will be on Erangel, although you can get good placement points from the last Erangel game, but just one Erangel wouldn't change your fortune. You need a big rondo because Era 404 failed in Miramar, they failed in Erangel too. So this rondo is their last hope. So if they want to play according to the standards, if they want to justify themselves, yep. Get as many eliminations as you can and a winner chicken. And for now, since they're right at the center of the circle, they cannot move. Circle keeps favoring them. Teams mostly fight on the edge. There are less probabilities for teams to directly go for that slamming as it's too risky. And you become the center of attraction. You might be overwhelmed. And that's the kind of fear teams have in their mind. Just to take precautions, I don't think any team will go for the direct slamming on Team 404. So they might compromise in terms of finishes, although they have just 3 elims right now, as we can see. So they might need to compromise in terms of elims. Claw knocking down Phoenix. That's a spray from a range coming in. And Era will get that confirmation, so yeah, it's a good thing. Era 404 adding another frag to the list. This Rondo game is proceeding so much quickly. Players are not getting a chance to relax or settle down. And always in Rondo, the audience is on the edge of their seat. The players are on their toes, always putting in those extra efforts. Leo Esports just starting now. They're off the mark. Way before they were off the mark, but now they're just warming up. 5 elims coming in. Bosque. Now he has to disengage from this fight. SK, Raka, both of them are knocked out. And some assistance, some revival needs to be provided there. Secret Esports, even they are falling back. Hexy's out of this game. Anonymous for Rexa is the 2 surviving. Raka might be flushed out. That's a great job done by Anonymous. Raka is out of this game, so Leo Esports will be able to just save their one teammate. Not both of them. Secret Esports heading inside the circle is a hell of a task. Era 404 still present inside the circle. Expect some eastern answers from the circle now. Is that a playable area right on the western edge? Yes, that is. As Team BBC, they are in the western edges of the circle, so they are in a playable area. Rexa gets knocked out because of the grenade. Did Rexa knock down himself with that grenade? I'm a bit confused here. Probably a blunder happened there, and Rexa knocked out himself with that grenade. BBC Esports, they were way ahead. They were way away from drama and chaos, but they still got eliminated. They still got caught on the western edge. And they're eliminated from this game. Well, Yuda and Sab, they're trying to make some desperate efforts here. They are going after Team NXT. Milk, he's out. Amrit is knocked out, so Yuda and Sab needs to do that job too of saving their teammate. 12 teams, 33 players, stage 4. Just keeps on favoring Era 404. Yuda Sap again. I mean, they've completely changed their strategies. Now it's pretty clear that Yuda Sap is completely playing survival oriented. They're not really caring about eliminations. Uh-oh! Hero versus Prime, and Hero wins that 1v1. The flush comes in immediately. Urain Saab down to just one. Two-Face is the man. Amrit will be saved. Alpha and Prime, both of them are out. That is a problem now for Team Urain Saab. Rotation has always been their problem. I've never seen Urain Saab executing a rotation without facing a casualty. Recall phase was better. They've got good eliminations on their hands in the recall phase. But yeah, rotation as always has been a concern for Team Urain Saab, and this time as well. Prime will be shut down. Alpha is out, so just two players now has to carry forward the momentum of Urain Saab. And there is no team who has crossed the 10 mark. Well, there is one. That is Shingle Monsters, ladies and gentlemen. And the monster inside Team Shingle has unleashed. They are monstrous. They held themselves for 2 games. And now it's time to show their true colors. 12 elims. Uh-oh. Now, this is not Caster's curse, guys. Believe me. I guess I appreciated them too much. And I ended up cursing them. Shingle Monsters, they're just down to 1 player. Psycho taking so much risk. Reviving their teammates. Will he succeed in doing that? Wow, that's a random burst connection made by Venom. Will he try again? I guess he didn't get to know that he made connections through the smoke. Yeah. He doesn't know that he made connections through the smoke, so... Ace Revival coming in for Shingle Monsters. Coming back into the circle will be a problem. And 9 Mark got knocked out. GK Ego revealing himself, and Neris putting down Ego. GK is out. Gets eliminated on 7th position. Fire Out Esports makes it to the top 6. Last game they got a winner chicken in a year. They're maintaining the manpower advantage, which is most important in any map. I mean, whatever map it is, I mean, having numbers advantage is a key factor to get a winner chicken dinner. And Fire Out Esports in the last game as well, they did the same thing. And here as well, keeping all their players alive. Compromising in terms of elims, that is absolutely fine. Just 6 divs secured, but keeping all your 4 players alive is a very important task. And Fire Out Esports, turns out that they have succeeded in doing that. Centralized shift by the circle, by the way. Aero 404 right at the perfect moment. Has the circle ditched them? Circle has ditched them. Aero 404, they have to move. But they are not being bothered by any team. They're not the center of attraction. Neither they are being overwhelmed there. So I guess sooner or later they will rotate. But it has to be a careful rotation. They cannot afford to lose any player at this point. GNF almost got under the skin of Team Fire Out Esports, but they'll be back involved. Because now, circle is the priority, and GNF is almost 58 meters away from the circle. Using the northern edge, that will be quite a difficult task for them. But can they just go sweeping to the northern edge, sweeping out, Fire Out Esports, and entering the circle from the northeastern regions? Can they do that? But the sweeping thing phase, oh my goodness, he was just gonna take down N1 Choco. But right in front of Choco, he got flushed out. Reckless gets knocked out. Godfather, he's the last man standing. But Choco now, with that third party, eliminates GNF. Even Team Fire Out Esports has been eliminated from this game. So 2 mega teams within a fraction of a second is out. So now Aero 404, so much lucky they are. These solo players taking care of these mega teams. But Psycho has some other plans here. Aero versus Psycho, 1v1 fight. Choco will just watch the show. He'll just enjoy the show. But Psycho knows about Choco, and he has pressure on him, and Choco delivers. That's a 1v3 scenario. N1 Esports out of nowhere getting a hashtag 2 in this game. Nobody saw this coming. Clutch. He will be flushed out. 7th elim for Team N1. The solo players making it difficult for GNF, for Fire Out Esports to settle down inside the circle. And maybe GNF should have swept out Team Fire Out from the northern regions. They should have entered the circle from the northeast. That would have been a better decision because directly heading towards Inwin Choku for the desperate slamming. Turns out that was a bad decision because Fire Out Esports, they got huge advantage there to stab GNF in their back. 404 Era gets knocked out. Choco step by step making it manageable for Team N1. But Choco will be taken down, and that's the end. Aero 404. I said it way too early that Aero 404 Circle might keep on favoring them, and they might get a winner chicken dinner, and that's what has happened. 404 error with just one good decision, with just one good rotation, just securing the center of the circle and getting that winner chicken dinner in a convincing fashion. How many elims? 11 elims, that's a decent amount of elims, just 21 points getting out of Rondo. Still good to make a comeback. We'll be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with match number 4. It's going to be Erangel. Till then, like, subscribe. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time for match number 4. It's time to head towards Erangel back again. And let's see which team gets their hands on this winner chicken dinner title. The most prestigious title you could ever get from a game. Which team gets their hands on that winner chicken dinner title in this final game of Erangel. Flight path moves from Sosno Community Base. Finishes off towards Stalba, breaching Yesnaya Poliana in the middle. A lot of teams heading towards Sosnoka military base. Well, we saw this in the first game as well. So military base is gonna be a hell island for sure, because no team is gonna come out alive. All the teams are gonna fight. But I guess Fire Out Esports, they might avoid fights because they are in contention, because 2 back-to-back good games for them. So if they play this one last game in a better manner, I guess they'll be able to win this Sunday Funday for them. Horsey Esports, again, the same result. Immediately after dropping Horsey Esports, it's a horrible start again happening to them. That's again horrible start. Cancu's Hammer, Erwin, the trio surviving. Caller's knocked out. Horrible start happening for Horsey. Uh-oh, Hammer! Too much excited there, and Federal got low because of his teammate's grenade. Already, Team Inwell is lacking with utilities, and then this happening is a disaster. Erwin knocks down Federal, and Pixel Peak, and good retaliation is seeked by Horsey there. Team Inwell gets eliminated on 17th position, and that's how you take revenge. TBW, are they eliminated from this game too? Don't tell me. Hasn't been a very long time after dropping. TBW Esports already getting eliminated. That would have been worse. But that hasn't happened. TBW Esports still in this game. Team Secret, by the way, they've lost 2 of the players. So Hexy and Nalbo is the 2 surviving. And Hexy is closing in. Nalbo is a bit behind and he's low. He's spotted for now. But Hexy in close range might change things. Is he going to go for that 1v1 against Rusty? Maybe Team TBW Esports hasn't heard Hexy while moving in. GNF Esports on the other side. They are into action. And GNF Esports, my goodness, they're down to 2 players. They're down to 1. Dexter, he's knocked out. Godfather is way away from his teammates. That's going to be 1x Esports. And a change in drop location by Team 1x. And no team wants to spend time inside the airplane. Usually Team 1x Esports, they used to drop in the snap Poliana, but here dropping in the farm strip. What was that? Such a huge decision making by Team 1x. And 7G Esports must be feeling so much alone and lonely here at Snap, as they're all alone. In the last game, they were fighting Team 1x, but here, 1x Esports in this last game of Erangel, they headed towards the farm strip. That's why 7G Esports might lack with early eliminations or might not get eliminated early. That's a point to be noted because last time when they fought Team 1x, they got eliminated early. So that's not a threat anymore for them. But yeah, they gotta add some more eliminations. They gotta add eliminations to their name because 7G Esports, this is their golden opportunity. I mean, in the last game, the lobby is usually very much harsh and dirty. Lobby is over aggressive, so you can grab that opportunity to get more amount of elims for you. GK Heina is the final player. Oh my goodness! And within a fraction of a second, Team GK gets eliminated. TBW Esports, that is Mitra surviving at bare HPs. That was a vehicle clash happening. Nobo, can he find a pixel there? Just 1 bullet connection was needed there to take down Mitra, but Nobo couldn't see. And TBW Esports now deploying the smokes, but Nabo is moving closely. Hexy's way behind. But Nabo, he's in such an open area, and he opened his fire up. So Nabo might get caught by Team TBW Esports. You gotta be very much careful. Again, he got late. Again, he got late. How many teams have been eliminated from this game? 3 teams have been already eliminated. Leo Esports, there are 2. And yeah, Leo Esports, if nothing goes well for them in the first 3 games, they usually play over-aggressively in the last game. That's what happened in this game too. Leo Esports didn't hesitate before initiating fight. if this was the last game and they knew there was nothing they could accomplish in points table, they just went for it. Fire Up Esports, meanwhile, they're down to 3 players, but the shots coming in from back in areas, and that has got to be team 21. That is team Urain Sap. Urain Sap aggressively just trying to get some connections there, get some damage for them. But Pearl will be caught off guard, and Alpha has already indulged himself into that fight. The help is arriving. Aura is coming in. Urain Sap, not all those players are going to enter that compound. Aura will get knocked out. Pearl knocking down Alpha meanwhile, and Pearl gets knocked out as well. Reflex, the last player showing up, and Reflex will get caught by Prime with that beautiful tracing Prime making. That PP9 buys on all the calculations perfect. And Urain Sap gets 3 eliminations. Team Sage, they're eliminated on 15th position. And our team, who are they taking against? Are the opponents running away from them? Did they eliminate a team? Our team getting 2 frags? I guess they eliminated a team here. And that is supposed to be team Horsey Esports, I guess. Yeah, Horsey Esports has been eliminated from this game. But TBW Esports, they are trapped inside this small location. Alright, especially is trapped inside this wooden shack. Mitra is already out of this game, as Mitra was just barely surviving on 10 HPs. So Mitra couldn't do much. And Alright is still inside that wooden shack. Maybe Hexy doesn't know. Maybe when he'll get to know, things might change. Secret Esports, again in the last game. High expectations were there from them. But in this last game as well, Hexy and his company couldn't do much. And those 2 early casualties change everything. NXT Esports entirely having that high ground advantage with them, keeping an eye on Team Secret and TBW Esports both at the same time. NXT Esports just stealing those shots from a range, not completely indulging into this fight. But yeah, NXT Esports needs to realize that there's not anything left for them as well. So even if they play aggressively, it doesn't really matter. Rusty shows up. Hexy and Rusty in a 1v1 fight. Alright, inside that wooden shack. Alright, takes down Hexy. And Nalbo will just keep on wandering. He didn't find a vehicle for himself. Psycho shows up out of nowhere. And Nalbo is so much low. He might get eliminated. Oh, that's alright. We'll be finishing Nalbo. And I thought that Nalbo would get eliminated because of the blue zone. But that didn't happen. Shingle Monsters must be wondering, where did he disappear? Shingle Monsters didn't get that frag, that easy frag for them. But now this is such a huge cluster. Look at the amount of teams present here. Almost 3. 7G Esports, they might participate in these fights too. NXT, do they have just 2 players alive? Yep, Hero and Wei is out of this game. So, VQ, Milk, just 2 surviving. Shingle Monsters, they've already seen Milk and VQ there. And Shingle Monsters sort of has an idea how many players are actually alive of Team NXT. So yeah, if it's a 4v2 fight, Shingle Monsters, they won't hesitate to initiate this fight. And already in our last game, as we all know, it's about eliminations. Who gets most of them? Shingle Monsters now continuously creating those angles. By the way, Stage 2 has been initiated, ladies and gentlemen. And Circle isn't really important in this last game. Nobody really cares about the Circle. Nobody cares about rotations. Everybody just likes to fight. 9 getting knocked out by Rusty. Shingle Monsters out of nowhere being third-partied by Team TBW Esports. Alright, shows up, and within a fraction of a second, he's off. He'll be shut down. Shingle Monsters, Jalad, getting a 1v2 done there. Our team, they might outperform Shingle Monsters. Well, they were dealing serious damage from a range, maybe? Or they didn't even open their fire. Yeah, they didn't even open the fire yet because they have no angles. But our team, I don't find any reason to play passive in this Orango game. If they had good 3 games, then it would have been perfectly fine to play passive in this one final game. But since they have done nothing, so I believe playing passive in this last game would be just waste of time, waste of efforts. Just try to get as many eliminations as you can for yourself. Just fetch out Aura. And 7G Esports, mad respect for them. They are searching opponents and they will go after Team 1X. That hunger for redemption is still into this team. 7G Esports want to take their revenge from Team 1X. They need to pay back with interest. But the problem is, Team 1X, are they just surviving with 2 players? Is this a 2v4 fight? Yep, it is a 2v4 fight. 1X faced casualties in the initial stages. But a revenge is a revenge. Although this was not a head-to-head 4v4 fight. But still, something is better than nothing. 7G Esports. Jason gets knocked out. Lucius. A ray of hope for Team 1X. And now it's difficult to identify if 7G Esports will be able to get revenge or not. Because it's a 1v2 left now. As Ren is knocked out. Lucius with the pixel peak. Hassan was so much low. Samurai just getting out of the line of fire. And 7G Esports getting the revenge done. IX is out. 1X gets eliminated on 12th position. All the teams forming up in the center of the circle. Horsey Esports hasn't been eliminated from this game. So which team was that? That was probably GK who got eliminated. Yup, that was GK who got eliminated. By Team Out Team. Yeah. Well, Horsey is performing. Horsey is not performing. Horsey is playing cautiously in this game. Katika conquered by Team Fireout Esports. And in the mid stages, all of a sudden Fireout Esports, they went into a fight. But the problem is, they faced a casualty, they backed off. And then they realized that they're in contention, so they should not take this much amount of risk as they have a lot to lose. In this last game as well, if they just play for a winner chicken dinner, it's absolutely fine. It will be boring as the whole lobby is going nuts. And Fireout Esports cannot do much but just sit and watch. It will be boring for them, but early elimination might cost them their #1 because you never know. Anybody can chase them down on the points table. But right now there is no team. No team who's even close to Team Fireout Esports. I guess Shingle Monsters. But that's not enough. Shingle Monsters just had a #2. In the Erangel, Miramar was pretty average. And then Rondo saw them nowhere. Aero 404. Yeah, this is one of the teams which is in contention, which might be a problem for Fireout Esports because of the winner chicken dinner in the last game. Miramar was pretty decent for them. But yeah, Fireout Esports getting a winner chicken dinner in Miramar and then finishing well in Rondo with decent eliminations, finishing in top 5. So they had good points there. Maybe if Aero 404, if they want to get that #1, if they want to take away all the cash, they'll have to get elims. And especially, they'll need to eliminate Team Fireout Esports in the initial stages. If that happens, the doors will open. SLM Esports visits Team Outliners. Out Team, that is, I'm sorry. SLM visits Team Out Team. And that is Haki J, who's so much low. But not really a problem Haki J will face. He'll heal himself quickly. And his Shingle Monster, just by giving a small pump to this fight, will start falling back. This is probably the second time they are doing this thing. They give a small bump, a small boost to a fight, and then they start backing off, which I don't really understand. I mean, they took the initiative and they had a really good area of the hill and they were trying to initiate that fight and they backed out without any reason. I'm confused here. Mercy Revolves gets knocked out and this is a problem for Fireout Esports. But they are involving in a fight. They're participating in fights. They're not sitting idle with hands holding. Yeah, they are trying to hunt down players. They're not sitting in a small den. Ryan is out. Two-Face, Amrit. Now the two are surviving. We're about to witness stage 4, but Funday and Sam, they're taking care of Team Horsey with Team Fire Out Esports having an eye for a third party on this fight. Fourth circle has been initiated. Circle moves for a northern shift. Funday and Sam needs to initiate this fight as soon as possible because all the teams, especially our team, might sweep this area completely while moving. And they even have a numbers advantage factor, and even the thought of winning a lot and losing nothing on their minds. So that might become a problem for all the teams present here. Especially Funday and Sap, they need to figure this out because just holding and buying time is just going against them. They need to understand. And how on earth this last game lobby is so much serious, I'm not able to understand. I was expecting more action. But yeah, just minimal amount of action we've seen till now. Q, he's all alone. Ray Phoenix lambs it into the start. Q going underground. Can we see a 1v4 happening? Can Q pull off a clutch against a team like Ray Phoenix? Wow, that will be savage. Aura into millions. He doesn't even have much time to go for the grenade. He spams that as well, he finds no connection. And he's out. Team Next Esports gets eliminated on 10th position. 9 teams, 22 players. Funday and Sap losing another one. Umbrit, final match. Last ray of hope. Did he get anybody? Erwin is knocked out. The final 1v1 is left now. Can Umbrit make it happen? Goes for the pre-fire again. Hammer taking so much precaution. He has that S12K. And that's the insecurity Umbrit has. But Umbrit, you've got to believe that you have that level 3 rest. But he's so much low now. It's a brilliant damage dealt by Hammer. And with the jump shot, he will seal this fight. Funday and Sap is out. They're eliminated on 9th position. What a fight that was. Hammer with terrific accuracy. Oh my goodness. Now ZUG. Are they going to go out of the circle into the blue just to eliminate Horsey Esports? Yeah, I guess they're going to do that. Very much close to the circle. Team Horsey is, but just one bullet connection. Right on the head by Dark Monster, which will be enough to eliminate Team Horsey. They're eliminated on 8th position. 7 teams, 19 players. Ray Phoenix, they're suffering. Outliners, they didn't move. The circle was favoring them. I didn't notice that. I thought Outliners, they were out of the circle. What we are heading to is the George Bull Everest finish, and all the teams trying to grab the height advantage. Hafra getting late, and Hafra being humbled by Jalad. Shingo Monsters eliminate Team Ray Phoenix. Out team, why are they not going for that third party? There's a fight happening so much close to them, but Outliners, they are not closing in. And they gotta understand that they're missing a lot here, a lot of points. They're not getting those elimination points. They're not able to eliminate a team. They're not able to get those extra elimination points for them. As well as they're not able to eliminate the closest threat present near them. So yeah, they're making a lot of bad decisions here. By the way, GNF versus Fire Up Esports, both the teams taking so much precautions. Godfather knows about the presence of Fire Out Esports, and that's why here he's using those precautionary smokes to move. One gets knocked out, that is a problem. And our team from such a height, They're bothering all the teams present near them. They're getting under each and every team's skin. Joanne will be welcomed with that grenade. Hacky J knocks down Joanne. Flash comes in immediately. Shingle Monsters down to 2. Now, I don't find any reason why Shingle Monsters backed off when they invested into this fight way before, and they were having a good position as well. I don't understand why did they back off then, but now clearly Shingle Monsters you won't get an opportunity to back off. Now you have to fight. They came, they poked our team, and then they backed off. But here there is no option of backing off. And Shingle Monsters, they add the 70 elim. It's a 2-3 fight. Oh, Shunt gets knocked out. Those grenades keep on coming in. And another player gets knocked out. And Lilith being stabbed in his back. And this is what is paying team out. They could have eliminated Shingle Monsters by doing that third party, but just by thinking too much and holding too much, they got third partied by ZUG. They got crushed between Team Shingle Monsters and ZUG. It was a sandwich situation, and unfortunately they got eliminated. They didn't eliminate the closest threat present right next to them on the same hill. And they got eliminated. They got punished for the mistake they made. As EUG, they're closing for the third party. Shingle Monsters, but Shingle Monsters again are backing off from this fight. Psycho falls down and gives up. As he saw there is nobody present to help him. Kaku finishes Godfather. Just 3 teams are now alive. ZUG might get this winner chicken dinner. In this final game, they're 4 players strong. Fire Out Esports might need to compromise with hashtag 2 or 3. Well, Bastilio, I guess that is. Yeah, Fire Out Bastilio. Yeah, Bastilio. He's just sitting in the corner. Oh my god! Now look at this. A good spray transfer might knock down 3 players of ZOG. Yeah, a good spray transfer there might take down 3 players, and it will ease the job of Basleo. It will ease the job of Gillett of SLM. Monster will get knocked out there, but Basleo is maybe looking for a flush. Yep. Second elimination point coming in for Fire Out Esports. Basleo getting ready for this 1v2. ZUG unleashed, going in for the reckless push, and Basleo takes down a player, but Kaku in trade finishes Basleo. Gillett is active, as you read the finish feed pretty carefully there. And you have to take down Kobe Guru. Gillett closing in. Kobe is already low with that grenade. That splash damage bothering him. And Molotov goes in. Kobe Guru into his open areas. But the cover coming in. And Gillett will be taken down. It is all over. So EUJ gets that winner chicken dinner. 6 elims. And the job has been done. That's the end of match number 4, ladies and gentlemen. If you all guys have enjoyed, and if yes, I hope you all guys have enjoyed, and if yes, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. Now I'll be taking a leave. We'll be meeting in the next event. Till then, bye bye, good night, and take care.